News Talk 640 WFNC. You know, we got to shift and get ready for the new crew that we have coming in as we make these moves here. We've got Jodi Phelps. And Jodi, you and I are good friends. We have dealt with each other for, let me see. Your mic is not on. Mic 4, you got her?
A long time.
Yeah, there you go. And I remember when you came on the city as what? What was your initial
communications director, marketing and communications director, yeah.
And now you think about buying the place.
No, I'm not buying it.
And you have Chris here with you as well. Chris, what's your position? What do you do?
I'm the director for economic and community development with the city.
Well, it's good to have you both here. We're here to talk about something very special along Murchison Road. Tell me what's going on, Jodi.
Well, we are, thanks to Chris's work in his department, we are looking at applying for a $26 million federal award through the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative to really be transformative along that really critical corridor in our community.
You know, the mayor was in here yesterday, and he kind of talked about that. And he said, if we can get this thing, it means something big. Chris, what does it mean for us?
Well, honestly, the grant becomes a small part of the story in the grand scheme of things. One of the things that HUD really looks for is the community's commitment to revitalizing the area. And so when we're putting this grant together, we're adding up all the moving parts that are in the community, from Fayetteville State University to the school board's request for Ferguson, Easley, and E. Smith to be redone, to the work that the city has put in at the senior center and the tennis complex, and so on and so forth, just adding all this up. So we're looking at a $26 million grant to go with our $550 million of investment. Right. More specifically, though, the $26 million kind of parlays into $100 million worth of new housing development. And that's everything from multifamily redevelopment at a public housing site, Murchison Townhouses, and at Elliott Circle, which is owned by a small nonprofit, but also about 24 new single-family houses and for first-time home buyers to buy.
Yeah, you know, the mayor was talking about that, and one thing he said is a lot of folks who just can't afford what you need. I mean, there's a lot of people right now just based on the way the economy is and what the down payment would be for a home, and there's a little, letdown right now in the housing area. But you put that aside, you get this money. What does it mean to the average person who is thinking about, hey, I want to buy my first home?
Yeah, so, well, for start off, we've already got some really amazing down payment assistance programs. I'm really proud of the team that I've got. I've got this lady, Bernadine, and she is so passionate about down payment assistance and helping people get in their first home. She was a paralegal that did real estate work before she came to work for the city. So if you're interested in talking to her, she can absolutely help navigate through that process, along with our partners at Kingdom Community Development Corporation, who teach a class once a month. And so what this grant's going to do is just help us really to focus in on the Murchison Road area. We're going to bring in a nonprofit, and we'll give them some seed money. They'll go out and buy vacant lots where they can, and then build new housing on it and put a first-time home buyer in it. And then they'll use that money for down payment assistance as well.
Jodi, when you hear stuff like that in our community, what goes through your head?
It's really exciting. I've been here for about as long as I've known you, Gilbert, for many, many years. And to see transformation like this, to see our community, all areas of our community just improve, the economy grow, you get to be part of it and have a front row seat and watch that happen. That's so important. This corridor connects downtown to the installation, and it can be
the Fort Bragg installation.
To Fort Bragg, yeah, it can be a key driver of our economy. We've got a major HBCU right along that corridor, and when we invest in that community, we know we're investing in all of our community.
You know, I used to live on State Avenue as a lieutenant when I was stationed here. That was my first house. I was right there off the Merc, is what we call it. And unfortunately, that corridor has been not really looked after as in comparison to some of the other neighborhoods in the city. And, you know, Fayetteville's like a spoke. Just about everything leads out to Fort Bragg or to Wilmington and up to Raleigh. Ramsey Street takes you to Raleigh. 87 takes you out to the coast. But everything leads down to the Market House and feeds back out. Murchison Road is the thing that will take you up to Fort Bragg. And you're right. We got to really look at that as saying, hey, we got to do better, not only for that corridor, but just for the people who live there.
That's it.
Yeah, when you talk about E. Smith, for example, any insight there yet of what the school system is going to do? Because I know you guys, it's not up to you. That's county money and that type of thing. But the Bordell neighborhood there, where many students attend, is kind of landlocked. So you don't have 100 acres. You can't go out. You're going to have to go up. But any type of development there, when you generate a new school, normally generates revenue for the community. How do you look at that, Chris?
Well, the school board has voted to ask the county for funding to rebuild their own site. And so that's pretty big when you're talking about this, because people want to buy houses where a new school is. That's got the best technology. It's got the new teachers, the people that are interested in changing kids' lives. So we expect that to be a catalytic part of this as well. That's a very tough request for the county commissioners. It's a lot of money, but I think it'd be very impactful for our community as well.
Let's talk about the mechanics of this initiative. What's the timetable like in terms of application and getting to the point where you say, yes, we got it, and we got a green light?
Yeah, so the grant's due on March 9th. My grant writer has won 4 out of 4 that she's written, and so she will not let us aim for March 9th, so we're aiming for March 5th. Which is good because I got jury duty that day as well, so I got to get it done before I go in there. About a month after that, they'll start communicating with folks about who's on a short list, and they'll send out official communication about 90 days after we submit it. So sometime during the summer, we'll figure out that, hey, HUD is coming down to visit our community. We did this 2 years ago. It was our first time applying for this grant, and 28 different communities applied for it. We were one of the 9 they selected to come visit. And so they come down here, we get a bus, we get everybody on the bus, from the mayor and the chancellor and, the school system and everybody, and we show them around the community and talk about the projects that are happening, what our vision is, what we hope the economic impact is. And we really try to sell them on it. Unfortunately, we didn't win last time around, but we were shortlisted our first time. That's not too shabby. Well, and so we expect that to happen in the summer.
So how many again? With 28?
It was 28 last time, yes, sir.
And so do you know, is the number still 28? Is it always? Do you know?
No, I'm not sure. I have a little Google alert to tell me if Choice Neighborhood pops up, and so I've got 4 or 5 communities I know are applying, but there's probably more out there. So
this was last year that we came on the short list?
Exactly 2 years ago.
Well, and the point I want to make about that is the Murchison Road corridor has changed immensely since that. Is that a plus or a negative for us?
I think it's a plus. Ideally, you want to show HUD how much you need their assistance. But I think that's kind of counterintuitive. What we really want to show them is how capable we are as a community of wrapping our arms around an area and redeveloping that area in a smart and compassionate way, and telling HUD, hey, come be a part of this. You can put this on your national news headlines and talk to Secretary Turner about the return on investment. This is a win for HUD if you can invest in us as well.
Yeah, and we talk very specifically about the senior center that's there on Blue Street. You have Fayetteville State's Health building that's coming up, new dorms at FSU. And as you just make your way down the Merck, some of the old churches that have been turned into community centers. I can tell you something about some of those old churches. They used to be nightclubs back in the day, because I know I used to DJ at them. So that corridor really has changed an awful lot. And you would think that HUD would say, these folks are investing in themselves. Let's give them in the bag. You can talk about that a little bit for us, Jodi.
I think one of the things that's important about this grant is we've done it with the community as well, and that started back in 2020, Chris, when we got the planning grant award to work with the community to create what's most impactful for you. And so we know, we've heard, we've listened, we've leveraged the community, we've talked to them extensively. But if you're an investor, you want to invest in what is guaranteed to return a profit or return something positive to the community. And I think that's what HUD will see with our grant is we have the backing and the commitment of the community, of the organizations along the corridor, of the residents along the corridor, and they've started to invest in that community already. So hopefully they'll see that we've already begun transforming, and this is just going to take us to the next level. When you do federal grants like this, if you're not awarded like we weren't last time, we listen to their feedback, and we're able to make adjustments based on that and make sure that this application round is much stronger and has a much stronger chance of success.
Chris, what did they say? Where did we fall short last time?
Yeah, the very nice lady from HUD just kept telling us, I'm so sorry we didn't have enough money," and she said that maybe 10 different times to us. But we did get into the weeds a little bit about the feedback, and one of the things that the Choice, this national program, is a mixed income development. So it's not just affordable housing, it's not just market rate, it's mixing the two things together, and it takes a certain kind of experience level from a housing developer to get money from different sources to be able to put that stuff together. And so we had to go out and recruit a national developer to help bring that up to speed a little bit. And then because the Elliott Circle site is not public housing, we had to come up with a very specific plan on how to make sure that those folks are taken care of, that we understand what their needs are, where they would relocate to, how we plan on bringing them back to the newly built neighborhood, and what social services, case management, job skills training, and things that they need in order to succeed. And so that's the stuff that we've really focused on this time to make sure that we can answer those questions HUD has.
Man, I tell you what, when you started talking about the mechanics of this thing, I had no idea. No one had any idea how difficult it is to get those grants and make things happen. If you're just joining us right now at 7:53, we've got Jodi Phelps, who's the Fayetteville Assistant City Manager, and also Chris Cawley, who's the Economic and Community Development Director for the city as well. You got about 1 minute. Who wants to wrap this thing up? And she's pointing at you, Chris. What do you want the public to know about your efforts and your hopes with this?
I think first and foremost, this grant is not a make it or break it thing. This is building on several years and several $1 million of city council investment in this area, and I see no reason why we wouldn't expect for that to continue. I do fully expect for us to win this grant, though. As Jodi said a few minutes ago, we built this plan with the community as part of the planning process. It is critical for the city council and for me personally that the community feel comfortable about this. When we have community meetings, which we will, a lot of community meetings over the next period of the grant, which is 8 years, come out and talk to us. Tell us if you're concerned about something and make sure we're aware.
Okay. Well, look, all the stuff that we're doing in terms of planning, we're all going to pray. And let's just all put it in our prayers that we get the grant that will help develop that area that's so rightfully needs it. Okay.
No.
All right. We appreciate you guys coming out here. Thank you so much. You are listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
This morning we'll start with patchy fog. We will then stay cloudy with rain arriving by late morning and early afternoon with a high of 55. Stray showers will come to an end tonight. Then skies will gradually clear through the rest of the night with a low down of 46. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 65, and Sunday will be mostly sunny with a high of 74. Next week will start with chilly temperatures and a few showers, but we will quickly climb back into the 60s and 70s by the middle of the week. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Right now, 55 degrees across the board. Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and also up in Bun Level. You're listening to News Talk 640 with WFNC.
Fayetteville's first in news.